In this quick coaching video, we give you the critical facts on how to make a professional resume, brought to you by Ruthless, Resume.com. Why should you listen to Unre? Unre built many multi-million-dollar companies. He built these companies based on the success of the people he hired and the teams he built. He believes that successful people create a successful company. He now does career coaching based on these same principles and knowledge, and consistently coach people into financially successful and emotionally fulfilling careers. Let's jump right into this 10-minute video. How to make a professional resume. The first one we're going to look at is writing a pro resume starts with professional preparation. We're going to look at 3 topics on this one: what to prepare, how to prepare, and then Unre is going to explain to us what the golden thread is. So let's look at the first one. The recruiter wants to recruit someone that will bring a stable contribution to the company and team. Your resume information must be verifiable, referenceable, and factual. Unre.
In the many CVs we've read and people we've hired in the companies we've built, what we find and still find is that people don't clearly communicate what they are capable of doing and who they are. The way to prepare is to gather all the information from friends, family, colleagues, people you reported to, where possible people that reported to you.
Yes. That's jumping almost into how to prepare. So step 1, ask the people you have worked with, reported to, people you have worked with in the same team, and if applicable, people that worked for you or reported to you. Also talk to your family and friends.
Now, to gather this information and organize it so that you are ready to put this valuable information into the professional resume, which can communicate when you are not present.
Yes.
So that the recruiter can feel he knows you, he's comfortable, because you give him facts, you give him a solid, referenceable history.
Yes, yes.
We will talk some more on the fact that your whole CV, every word on that page, must be crafted to communicate what you can do, where you did it, how you did it, results you've generated. And it is very easy then for the recruiter to establish your suitability to his job.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, you don't want a job that's not suitable. I know we repeat it all the time.
Yeah. And you mentioned that when you go and talk to these people that you must have something to share with them so that they can differ from you, because it's hard to originate for people, but it's easy to differ from you.
Now, that's a very important point that I always encourage people to read up on the web about. The human brain has an incredible capacity to differ, compare, to say yes, but it's not so easy to do that in a vacuum.
Yes, yes.
So therefore, if you give him your current CV and a specific frame of reference, you'll be amazed what people tell you about yourself. We also call it looking in the mirror. So you will then get the information that is valuable to you and that gives comfort to a recruiter.
And we will drop into a little bit more detailed questions that you can ask these people. But it's not, not for the video. It'll be on the blog post. So just check the links below the video and just click on the blog post. You'll get some of the questions there that we recommend you ask.
Nicholas, just by the way, that is also where you will grasp the difference between open questions, closed questions, exploratory questions. Those styles of questioning is invaluable in any engagement, work, private, anywhere. So the questioning skills is like a bonus skill.
Yes.
That you acquire as part of this process.
We'll add some links to that in the blog post as well. But we always recommend go and do a Google search on open and closed questions, exploratory questions, and do your own research as well. And in Unre's private coaching sessions, we came to call this process the golden thread process, where we gather your golden thread information, as we call it. Now, in this how to prepare step, we look at it in a summary version of the golden thread process. If you want the full version, then check out the Ruthless resume system, We guide you in much deeper detail, step by step, and to gather your professional resume information. Just also a link below in the description. And let's jump right into what to avoid when writing your professional resume. And can you...
The paragraphs you write, if you've done this preparation properly and you've organized it properly, the way you can write is to give them the facts, the words, the reference, instead of talking about it. Most CVs read generically. It could be almost any person.
Yes. Yeah.
Whereas what you want is to put facts, place, detail, progress, results. It's got to be as much as you can. Numbers, places, names.
Yes.
The detail is what gives the comfort.
Yes. So reading your words, the words itself that you write in the resume must already give comfort. And you just mentioned again, avoid generic words. That can be true for anyone.
Now, we can't talk enough about it, and deeper in the system, we do spend a lot of time on the difference between generic words and facts. It's not that easy. You know, when I write reports today for large projects, I have them edited by somebody else so that I get the fluff out of it.
Yes.
We often call it noise or fluff or such stuff. It's verbiage, but it doesn't give facts. It doesn't convey who you are, what you are good at, and why you want this job. It's generic.
Yes.
And avoid that.
And that just, makes a point again in these 2 points, yeah. Do not make assumptions. Reference what you say about yourself so that, they don't have to guess at what you're saying. And don't say something as if it's automatically true. Always, never assume, in other words.
There's something on the web that I would recommend we put into this link list again, Nicholas. It's called Sound Bites from Susan Harrow, where she spends a lot of effort to teach you how to craft, to convey a solid set of information and a message in as few as possible words. And you will notice we keep on using the word craft. That's why we often pay somebody who's a professional crafter, writer.
Yes.
And not a CV writer necessarily, but a writer.
A writer, yeah.
It's a particular skill that most of us never learn in life.
Yes, that's very true. Then jumping into resume layout guidelines. The resume reading eye tracking research shows the following: that you have between 6 and 15 seconds to grab the recruiter's attention, otherwise your resume ends up in the bin. Using the classic chronological resume format remains the best format of all.
I can just tell you that my secretaries and colleagues over the years felt I was grossly unfair when I put a resume in the bin in 10 seconds. It's a fact. Believe us.
And things like pictures, it just subtracts from the focus of the actual information. So let's have a quick look at the eye tracking research. Now on the left side here, you can see there's a resume, unprofessional resume, not using a professional format. And on the right side, here's the professional format, the one that we use in the Ruthless resume system. And you can see here the eye tracking, how it bounces around, it jumps around, it doesn't know where to go. It spends a lot of time on just bullet points here. That's not really that relevant. And then it jumps down here. You can see a lot of time spent on the blank spaces on the page. And then again a little bit here. Because the reason for that is because the recruiter doesn't know where to go. The layout is so all over the place. He does not know. There's no flow. There's no guiding him. And then on the professional side, you can see here he spends a lot of time on the actual summary, resume summary or objective, and then is a breakdown of his professional experience, and he knows where to go. He reads the first block here. It's easy to read. The second block, easy to read. Third block, easy to read. So you can see fourth block, sorry. His eyes follow a much more regular pattern down the page. Now, let's just quickly jump into, for example, here's a LinkedIn profile. You can see when we say that don't put an image on your CV, you can see here there's the recruiter's eyes. Usually, they spend a lot of time on the image. and not so much on the others on the rest of the page. So rather skip that image on your resume. And just jumping back to this, the areas that the recruiters spend most of the time on: name, previous position, start and end dates, current title and company, current position, start and end dates, previous title, company, and education. So those areas you have to have down, and you have to have them right. Anything else you want to add on this research?
Again, what I find is, which is not in this eye tracking device, is your digital online reputation. They almost, if they have a vague interest on the first trigger, the next step is very highly likely that they Google you. So get your LinkedIn resume right. This prepare and proper crafting will let you get your digital space right, with a bit more that you can look at the links at the bottom.
Yeah. Yes. Again, we talk about that in much more detail on the Ruthless resume system, so you can just grab the link below. The most important part of your resume is to get your information 100% ready. Then you may decide to write the resume yourself, or give your first version resume to a professional resume writer. Again, for this fluff thing, to get the fluff out.
On top of that, you can then, like an agile person that's ready all the time, change your resume dynamically, situationally.
Yes.
For a specific job. And it is very important that your resume reflect the specific situation you are going for.
Yes. So kind of almost
much more on that, of course, later.
Get a generic version ready, almost, like you say, that's flexible and can fit with any position you're applying for in any company. And the last point, trigger on field fault found. In your private coaching sessions, you take people through this process all the time when they get stuck.
A very recent example, 2 weeks ago, a person came to us and he had to relocate cities and very stressed that he had to find a new job. And after this process, he realized that others felt that way, exactly as he's feeling. And what he found was that when he conveyed his experience properly packaged, the company he was with in the first city gave him a job in the second city to start up their business there. Now, that type of major victory doesn't happen with everyone, but it's a great joy. And just to understand that job change is one of those great stresses in life. And everybody almost feels that way.
Yes.
And when they can then relate that others also felt that way, packaging it this way, they invariably find that they have alternatives and opportunities that they didn't dream about. Because in this case, the person could go to his current boss and share with him and ask him for input. And in the asking, he got a new job. He also went to his clients. And one of the clients offered him a contract that he can now do in parallel of starting up the new division because it overlaps. Now, isn't it amazing? The opportunities were there, but in the preparation, they got exposed.
Yes.
So this preparation is invaluable.
Yeah.
You will also get opportunities and everything out of it.
And this was like, after the second or third session that you guys realized this, of trying to figure out this information.
It was the second session because the first one was a shock.
Yeah.
So
it's worth it to spend the time.
It was like a paradigm shock.
Yeah. So spend the time and the money.
Well, it's only the rest of your life. It's a phrase we always repeat as well.
In conclusion, apply these guidelines and write a cover letter resume combo that get you noticed out of thousands. A time-tested warning. Your resume must stand out in some way. On average, you have about 6 seconds to impress the recruiter with your cover letter and resume. Use our advice and make those 6 seconds count. Take action now. The only purpose of a resume is to get you the interview. Do you agree that getting the right job now will impact the rest of your work life? Then why not write a resume that stand up and shout for you out of thousands of other resumes trying to steal your attention. Get the job that's right for you. Click the ruthlessresume.com link below.